Consider no hard feelings between new teammates Dewanna Bonner and Caitlin Clark. Bonner signed a one-year deal with the Indiana Fever this offseason and was formally introduced by the team on Monday. And of course, the six-time WNBA All-Star was asked about the little incident she had with the Fever star during the 2024 WNBA playoffs. During Game 2 of the first-round series between the Fever and the Connecticut Sun, Clark complained to a referee after she felt like she was fouled by Bonner. The 15-year veteran didn't appreciate it, and Bonner had some words for Clark before the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year shoved Bonner with one hand. Bonner responded by swiping at Clark's arm. Bonner and Clark continued to chirp at one another following a timeout, and officials eventually separated them to prevent any escalation. When asked about the incident on Monday and whether it had any impact on her decision to sign with Indiana, Bonner couldn't help but laugh. "I'm glad you asked that question because my inbox has been going crazy about that moment," Bonner said. "I think it's just two competitive players that want to win and push their team to get over the finish line. It was the playoffs, so emotions are high, tensions are high. It's been quite the offseason for Indiana, which also added forwards Sophie Cunningham and Natasha Howard to a team attempting to take the next step in the WNBA hierarchy." Bonner, who is a two-time WNBA champion with the Phoenix Mercury and twice named to an all-WNBA team, said she couldn't be more excited to play alongside Clark. Caitlin Clark expressed her excitement about getting to work with new names from the Indiana Fever roster, especially since the franchise just landed several formidable names that boosted their team capabilities. In an interview, Caitlin Clark praised the Indiana Fever front office for working on improving its roster, particularly in singing names that could complement what they already have. "I think Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox have done a really good job of finding pieces that fit," Clark said. "It makes me excited about the future, with Stephanie White and her staff coming in here." Caitlin: "I think Kelly and Amber have done a really good job of finding pieces that fit. It makes me excited about the future. With Steph and her staff coming in here, my ability to work out with Keith all off-season has been really fun. I got to work out with DB. Dewanna Bonner's move to the Indiana Fever has been a significant one for both her and the team. After spending 5 seasons with the Connecticut Sun, where she helped the team reach the WNBA Finals in 2022, Bonner decided it was time for a change. She signed with the Fever, and it brought her to reunite with her former coach, Stephanie White, and add to the firepower of the team's roster. Bonner cited family reasons for the move, as it brings her closer to her twin daughters. Dewanna Bonner talks. Hopes on working with Caitlin Clark. New Indiana Fever member Dewanna Bonner has expressed her excitement and expectations in working with Caitlin Clark. Despite having a heated experience with Clark during the 2014 season playoffs, both players have put the incident aside and Bonner is all up to work with her new teammate. "I couldn't be more excited to step on the court with Caitlin," Bonner said during the press conference that introduced them as new Fever members. "We had a great workout this morning. To see what she's already done for this league and this organization is insane." In Game 2 of the first-round series between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun, Bonner and Clark had a heated exchange of words over a contested foul that led to a brief physical altercation. During her rookie year in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark made a league record for a single-season and single-game WNBA assist record, the first rookie to record a triple-double, and was Rookie of the Year, among many other achievements and awards. Dewanna Bonner is about as accomplished as any professional women's basketball player can be. In her 15-year WNBA career, the 37-year-old is a 2-time champion, 6-time All-Star, 3-time 6th Woman of the Year, and the 3rd leading scorer in league history. So, nearing the end of her career, what still drives her to be great? "I want to win a championship," Bonner answered. "I want to win another championship. I'm a winner. I've always been a winner, and there's no greater feeling." Now, Bonner is hoping to bring her winning experience to the Fever. She signed with Indiana, the 3rd franchise in her career, on a 1-year deal for $200,000, according to her Hoop stats. Bonner spent most of her career in Phoenix, where she was drafted number 5 out of Auburn in the 2009 draft. She was the 6th Player of the Year with the Mercury from 2009 to 2011 and won a championship as a rookie. She also won a championship with Phoenix in 2014, becoming a key starter with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. In 2020, Bonner left Phoenix for Connecticut via sign and trade. She spent the past 5 seasons with the Sun, 2 of them under new Fever coach Stephanie White, and helped lead the Sun to at least the WNBA semifinals each of those 5 years. Coming off a 2022 WNBA Finals loss to Las Vegas is something she holds on to, something she wants to avenge. "I want to get back to the finals, first and foremost," Bonner said. "I got there and I lost, and it's such a sucky feeling, and I haven't forgotten that moment. I want to get back there. I want to win. That's why she's in Indiana." Bonner is one of multiple high-profile acquisitions for the Fever this offseason, joining 2019 Defensive Player of the Year Natasha Howard and three-point sharpshooting wing Sophie Cunningham. Those players come to build around the young core of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, who led the Fever to a 2020 record and their first playoff berth since 2016 last season. But the Fever front office knew they needed more to compete for a championship. This offseason, the Fever have focused on bringing in players who not only fit the culture but have experience winning. Bonner is a 2-time champion, Howard is a 3-time champion, and the Fever also signed Sydney Colson, who won 2 championships with the Aces in 2022 and 23. Bonner has played in more playoff games than anyone in WNBA history, 87. She knows what it takes to win. "You don't play this long at this high level in this league without understanding on a daily basis what it takes to be great and what it takes to be successful," White said. And so just being around her, our young players can learn about that. She's a huge piece because of her ability to do what she does on the floor, because of who she is in the locker room, and because of the wisdom that she can present to our team on a daily basis. On top of that, Bonner won't have to learn an entirely new system. Bonner followed White, who the Fever poached from Connecticut to Indiana this offseason. White also brought along some of her staff, including assistant coach Austin Kelly and player development coach Keith Porter. In both playing style and culture, it's a perfect fit. "She's been a great friend for me and a mentor for me, and she took my game to a different level," Bonner said. Her and AK, the coaching staff at Connecticut, "I just feel like I had my best season in Connecticut with him. Of course, it was also like, okay, I don't have to learn a whole new system 15 years in. That's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm going to be well taken care of. I trust her, and I trust the vision in this franchise." The opening day of Unrivaled's 1-versus-1 tournament had much to deliver. Veterans Brianna Stewart and Chelsea Gray would fail by massive margins while rookies found themselves in the spotlight. The pace and intensity even had fans demanding a similar format for NBA All-Star. In the mix, Indiana Fever would end up catching the heat too, thanks to Kalia Copper and Ryan Howard.